Some storm-ravaged school districts in places like Tuscaloosa, Alabama, just getting back on their feet after a brutal spring tornado season. Now they're accusing FEMA of letting bureaucratic nonsense put students at risk. John Roberts is live in Atlanta with more on that. John?
You know, John, this is one of those crazy stories about bureaucratic regulatory red tape that leaves so many people scratching their heads. We all remember the tornadoes that you mentioned back on April the 27th. Big tornadoes, up to F5s, that just tore through so many counties in Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and other states. Among the casualties were a lot of schools. Those schools either destroyed or damaged to the point where they can no longer hold students. So all those students are out in portable classrooms. Portable classrooms with another tornado season just a month and a half away, not a good thing. So FEMA offered to put up storm shelters, hardened tornado shelters around those schools while they're being rebuilt. But here's the catch. Those tornado shelters are only considered temporary under FEMA regulations, and when the schools are rebuilt, those storm shelters have to go away. And there's three ways that can happen. The schools can buy them from FEMA, but there's no money to do that. The communities can buy them, but those communities are poor and don't have the money, which leaves the third option, and that is FEMA, in addition to spending the money to build those shelters, will give the schools more money to tear them down. Here's Charles Warren. He's the superintendent of DeKalb County Schools.
I fully expected FEMA to help us build one, but I was shocked when I was told that they would actually help us to demolish it and haul the debris away. I was just totally shocked. I never heard of anything like that.
To say he was shocked, well, that's really an understatement. We got some pictures of one of those storm shelters, the one for DeKalb County, under construction. These are hardened pieces of concrete. They will withstand 250-mile-an-hour winds, the force of a 2x4 being shot at it at 100 miles an hour. They cost about $500,000. To demolish it would cost probably more than $100,000 more. Ryan Hollingsworth, who is the school superintendent of Marion County, says the whole thing just doesn't make any sense.
You would think at some point some folks will sit down and take some common sense to this and say, hey, you know, look, we've got a shelter up here that will hold 600 people in Hackleburg that has just been hit with an F5 tornado in April. Why would we go and tear that down? That's nonsense.
You know, 18 people were killed in Marion County as well. So just to reiterate, figure it out. FEMA will spend about $375,000 on constructing these shelters. The schools and the state emergency management will pick up the rest. And then if the school can't buy it, FEMA, rather than giving them the shelter, will say, here's another $100,000 to tear it down. Congressman Spencer Bachus thinks that is both short-sighted and indefensible. In this letter to the president, saying that he will introduce legislation to turn things around if the White House and FEMA don't. And we've got a response from FEMA today, John. It says, we continue to evaluate all the options available to FEMA and the school district to ensure that each community is provided every federal resource that they are eligible for under the law while remaining proper stewards of the taxpayer dollar. That statement, for some of the superintendents we talked to, laughable, who say, with this policy, FEMA is being anything but a good steward of taxpayer money.
You build it and you tear it down. That's the issue that's under the microscope, huh?
Yeah, one school superintendent said it's like the Navy building a new ship, taking it out to sea, and then sinking it in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. Makes no sense to him.
A very good analogy. John Roberts in Atlanta. Thank you.